Welcome back to Collecting Chaos and Tuesday's Treasures. And if this is your first time here, well, welcome. I have a few books for you today, all starting with the letter B. So B is the letter for the day. And we're going to start out today's with one of my favorite Badger covers. This is Badger number 41 from 1988. I just like it. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was done by Ron Lim. Next, Balder the Brave, number 1. Not the best copy in the world. It's got some spine problems. It's got a crease here. But, you know, I like it. I think I have all 4 of these. But, yeah. I'm just showing number 1. Baltimore, The Curse of Bells, number 1. Mike Mignola. Do I need to say anything else? I mean, it's Mike Mignola. I don't really need to say anything after that. Next up, something a little different from Homage Comics, Ball and Chain. And you know, I like to show stuff that you might not be familiar with. There's Scott Lobdell and, what's his name, Garza? Yeah, El Garza. Next up, from Slave Labor Graphics, Barabbas number 2. I don't have number 1, so I had to show number 2. This is, Slave Labor Graphics, they did black and white for years. Next up, Vampirella number 1. It's color. It's also for mature reader from Dynamite. This I haven't had for like 20 years, but it's more recent. But I have all the comics mixed together now, so I don't know what I've had for a long time and what I haven't. This next one I know I've had for a long time. I've tried to get rid of it a bunch of times. I never can seem to. So I've decided I'm just going to hang on to it. Barbie number 49 from Marvel Comics. It's actually worth a little bit of money. It's worth about $9 or $10. And it has this, yeah. Got the power up. Yeah. So that's probably why it's worth money. Next up, another comic that's in low grade. Barney Google and Snuffy Smith. Notice I didn't say it was a reader copy. It is collectible. It's in good condition. But, you know, it's the only Barney Google comic I own. And I used to read Barney Google and Snuffy Smith in the newspaper when I was young. And so when I had a chance to get it, I did. And I've never tried to get rid of it. Next up, from Madriere, Battle Chasers, number 1. Good stuff. I like this guy's artwork. Unfortunately, I have like number 1, 3, 4, 5. So I never really read it because I never had number 2. We'll get number 2 one day. Then here's Battlefront number 46. This is an older comic. It's an Atlas comic from 1957. This, of course, was the company that would eventually become Marvel Comics. It's in pretty good shape. I would say maybe very good at the most. Wouldn't hurt if I cleaned it and pressed it, but I'd rather just leave it like it is. Sometimes old is good. Next, Battle of the Bulge from Dell Comics. It's got a chunk missing from it. That means it can never be more than good. And some of the pages are torn. Yeah. But I haven't read this one yet. I probably should. I'm looking for the date. Well, 1976, I think. Doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it's 1976. June of 1976, actually. Or 1966, excuse me. There it is, right there. Copyright 1966. Next up, another #1 from Marvel Comics. Battlestar Galactica, #1. Yeah, it's a newsstand. No big deal. Because when this was published, most comics were newsstand. This is from 1979. I have a couple of copies of #2. I have a newsstand and a direct market for that one. Next, the Beagle Boys. Walt Disney, the Beagle Boys. This one's from 1967. So you're seeing a lot of Silver Age today and Modern Age. Silver and Modern. How about that? Here's another #1 from Marvel Comics. Beavis and Butthead, #1. I don't know why I keep this. It's the only Beavis and Butthead comic I think I own. Here. Beep Beep the Road Runner. It's a 15-cent comic, so it's from the 70s. We might be into the Bronze Age now. 1972, maybe? $1969. Nope, still Silver Age. Can't seem to get out of the Silver Age. Beneath the Planet of the Apes, there is no poster in this one. This is the second print. The second print did not have a poster. It is not that it was removed, it was never there. This is from 1970, Bronze Age. Very early Bronze Age. I guess it could have had a poster at one time, but second prints didn't have posters. And here is another #1, Betty Page Comics, #1 from Dark Horse Comics, a special issue by Jim Silkey. Yeah. Dave Stewart did the colorations and separations. Jim Silkey did the cover art. Actually, story and art by Jim Silkey. Guy is amazing. An amazing artist. If you ever get a chance to grab this book, do it. And finally, Beyond the Grave, #5. From 1976. An honest-to-God Bronze Age comic that I've been thinking about deacidifying at some point in time, but, you know, who's got the time for that? And that's going to be it. That's all of my Tuesday's treasures for today. Oh, I could show you all kinds of things that I've got, but hey, I'm just going to stick with those comics for today. Make sure before you handle your comics, you wash your hands. It's good for your comics. More importantly, it's good for your health. You might want to stop by and see me tonight. Tuesdays, I do my Live at 5 auction. That's 5 o'clock Central Time. That's when it's supposed to start. We actually usually get started about 5:30, anywhere in there. I'm on at 5, but sometimes I don't get started until a little bit later. And I should have some nice little trinkets and toys and comics and stuff for you. So with that said, everybody have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tonight. Bye.